I want to show you a great way that you can get even more out of custom properties. This is a way that we can consolidate our code, and we'll be able to control a lot of how our page looks by just setting up our variables and using them in a little bit of a different way. This is the page that we had worked on in the last exercise. If you want to see how I built this out and learn all about how I was able to use CSS variables to be able to style this page, you might want to review that lesson. We're going to go ahead and build upon this, and we're going to create something a little bit different. As I mentioned in the last exercise, for our middle card, we had applied a class of callout, and using our custom properties, we were able to go ahead and apply one simple line of code where we changed the primary color to secondary color, and that's what's making this card look a little bit different than the other two. What we're going to do here is we're going to actually alter the card so that it looks drastically different. What we're going to do to begin with is we're going to create one more color. I'll come up to my global CSS properties, and we're just going to make a neutral dark color. Let's assign a value for that. This is just going to be a darker shade of gray. And now that I have that, I'm going to come down to our callout card that we had defined earlier in our exercise, where we used this one primary color variable and set it equal to secondary color, which allowed these elements on the page to update with our secondary color. We're going to take this and change it a little bit more drastically. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to get rid of this, and we'll go ahead and add a couple of new properties for background color. We're going to assign that to our neutral dark color, and then the text color is going to be our neutral light color. If we refresh our page now, you're going to see that the background of this card is now the dark color that we specified. In addition to this, I want to make some other changes to the various elements. I want the header to use the same dark color, and we're going to restyle the button. In order to do this in typical CSS fashion, we would have to use a couple of different selectors and various properties. So let me just add these in, and then I'll describe what I'm doing here. As you can see, I'm making a rule for the callout H2. I'm changing the background color to be the neutral dark, and the text color is going to be that lighter green, the tertiary color. For the callout button, I'm changing the background color to our neutral light color, and the text is going to be neutral dark color, and when it's hovered, we're going to change it to our lighter green. If we save the page now and we refresh, you can see that this middle card looks quite a bit different, and all of the functionality that we had on our other cards is still going to be inherited, but obviously this card is going to look drastically different. This method works fine, but there is quite a bit of code that we had to create in order to generate this. So I want to show you a way using custom properties that you can do something like this in a much more easy way. I will go ahead and simply comment out these rules that we just made. We're going to redefine this in a different way, and we're going to come up to the upper portion of our page. We're actually going to be working inside of our body selector. And what we're going to do is we're going to define all of the items that we want to change inside of our body. You can think of this as building kind of like a little mini design system. And the reason that we're putting it in the body is because anything that is a child of body, which basically is everything on our page, will be able to inherit and utilize these new variables. It is possible to do the same sort of thing and put these in the global variables, but I kind of like to separate them out, so I find it's a little bit easier just to put them into like body or HTML and use it that way, but it is possible to define them as global variables. I'm just going to make a comment, and we'll just put new design system as a comment, and then we'll go ahead and create some variables that we want to use. In regards to the variables that you're creating, you want to think of all of the things that you want to augment when you update this particular area. I want to be able to control the background. I want to control the heading text. I want to control the heading background. I want to control my text color, my button, background, my button text, and then our hover background and our hover text. So those are the elements that I'm going to be creating in regards to the variables. I just wanted to explain them to you so that you understand the process in case you want to utilize this other places on your page. It is worth mentioning that you could really use this to create a whole new skin system for your page. So you could have a light version of your page and you could have a dark version of your page using this, but we're just going to concentrate on reskinning our cards as a starting point, and then we can go from there. So I'll go ahead and create these new variables. And as you can see, these variables all have new unique names. I'm using BG for background. I'm setting this to the neutral light color by default. My headings are using my neutral light color, and I'm basically specifying the colors that I'm currently using on the regular cards. The heading background is using my primary color. My text color is my neutral mid color. My button background is my secondary color. My button text is my neutral light color. My button hover is using my accent color, and the hover text is also using neutral light color. So even though some of these are a little bit repetitive, such as the button text and the button hover text, they have the same values, but these are things that I want to be able to control when I create my new design system. So that's why I've specified these. If we save our page right now and we refresh, nothing's going to change. I mean, other than this card is going to go back to the default settings because we've commented out all of those callout classes that we had made earlier. The next thing that I need to do is I need to go into the rest of the CSS and I need to see where I need to use these. And because I want to be able to kind of reference the names and I'm going to be scrolling down, I'm going to open a new editor. So I'm going to use the split editor. I'm currently in VS Code right now, and in VS Code you can click this and open multiple pages. By default, it just opens the same page. So on the right, we're just going to keep this area highlighted. And then on the left, I can scroll down and I can work elsewhere on my page, but I'll be able to see these. And I just wanted to keep these in view because I think that this will make it easier for you. We'll start off by coming into the cards article. We're currently styling the border radius, and adding the box shadow. So what I'll do to start off with is I'm just going to add a new rule for the background color property, and we're going to set this equal to our new BG background. And if you look, that's just the neutral light color, which is the default color. We didn't use that before because that was being inherited from our body. So if we refresh our page, we really don't see any change. The reason I need this here is because any of the properties that we're going to want to redefine have to exist in the standard view, if you will. So that is one caveat for doing this. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come into my rule for cards H2, and instead of using the background color, I'm going to change this to use my heading BG, which currently is the primary color. So it's going to look exactly the same. And for the color of this, instead of using the neutral light color, we're going to use heading, which currently is also set to that exact same value. So again, we're not going to see any change, but you'll see the magic once we kind of complete this. So I'm going to make those changes. And in our fig caption, we don't need to do anything. In the paragraph, we don't need to do anything. In our button, we need to make some changes here as well. So I'm going to add a new property for background color, and we're going to go ahead and set this equal to our button BG, which currently is the secondary color. So again, it's not going to really change what we have. We're just redefining this so that we can then pick this up and we'll be able to use it. And in a similar way, I'm going to set my text color to the button text variable that we just created. And for our hover, we don't have a hover button, but you'll see if I save this now, my page is going to update. And I guess before I was using primary, but I'm just going to leave this at secondary. My hover states don't work anymore. And that's because I'm using a more specific selector down here. I'm using dot cards dot button. So it's just inheriting and overriding the hover styles. So what we'll need to do to make sure that the hover styles still work is we're going to have to make a new selector for cards, and then we're going to have to use dot button colon hover. And the properties that we're going to need here are going to be background color, and we're going to set this equal to our variable called button hover background, which again is the accent color, the gold color, and then we'll set our text color here as well. And this is going to be set to our button hover text, which again, the button hover text is just our neutral light color. And as you can see, if we save this and we refresh in the browser, we don't really see any change on the page. It's just ensuring that all of these things work correctly. So now let's go ahead and let's use this new method that I'm going to show you in order to be able to restyle one or any of these cards. I'm going to need to assign a class to the item that I want to change. And in our HTML, you can see that this middle article already has a class of callout. Instead of calling this callout, I'm just going to call this StyleInvert. And you can really call this anything you want, but I think this makes a little bit more sense than callout. I'll save that and we'll come back to our CSS. And what we're going to do here, and I'll just kind of put this underneath these rules that we've just made. I'm going to make a attribute selector. So I'm going to use the square braces and I'm going to say class asterisk, which is a wildcard selector. And I'm going to make this equal to, and after the equal sign, I'm going to go ahead and use quotes and I'm going to write StyleDash. And what this means is that this is now looking for any item that contains a class name of StyleDash. So we could call it StyleDash inverted or StyleDash peanut butter or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. It's just looking for that particular bit of code within the class name. And what I'm going to do here is I'm simply going to say background dash color, and we're going to make this equal to our BG variable. And then we'll define another property. This one is going to be color, and we're going to set this to our text color. And if we save this right now and we refresh, you're going to see that we don't see any changes yet. So we've specified this, but currently the background color, if we look over here, our background color is the neutral light color, and our text color is the neutral mid color. So these are the default colors. So now what I'm going to do, now that I've specified that, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a new selector, and we'll call this .cards article dot, and we're going to say StyleInvert. And all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to reassign the values in this instance for these variables that we just made. Our background is going to now take on a variable, and I need to assign what is the value of that. In this case, in our StyleInvert card, I don't want the background to be neutral light color. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make it our neutral dark color. So inside of our parentheses here, we're just going to pass in dash dash, and we'll write neutral dash dark dash color. And I'll just go ahead and do this for all of the elements that I want to modify. So the next one is going to be my text color. And what is the default text color? Well, it's neutral mid color, because now I'm going to be using a dark color background. I don't want it to be neutral mid color, so I'm going to set this back to my neutral light color. And I'll just continue to do this with the rest of the elements that I want to redefine. So those are going to be my heading background, and I'm going to specify that I want this to be neutral dark color. You can see that we're changing what these are. My button background, we're going to use our tertiary color from up above that we defined as a global color. And my button text is going to be the primary color, and the button hover text is going to be our neutral light color. If I save my page now and we come in here and we refresh, you're going to see that this middle card is totally reskinned, right? All of these different properties that we specified are all updating and changing, and then the other cards are just going to inherit whatever the default styles are. So anytime I want one of my additional cards to look like this, all I have to do is go into my HTML and I just have to add a class of StyleInvert. So if we come down to the third article and we add a class here of StyleInvert and we save our page, you'll see that the third card is now going to update with that darker type of style. And we can continue to do this on as many different elements as we care to alter within our page. I really love this method of being able to control it because it allows you to not have to use quite as much CSS. We've reduced the number of selectors and the properties, and this is all tied to these variables that we made. So at some point down the way, if I decide I want to alter any of these things, all I have to do is come to the variables and make the changes, and then those things are going to apply. We just did this on the cards, but we could do it anywhere on our page. If we wanted to reskin the entire page, we would just continue to use this technique to be able to do so. I hope you enjoy this. It's kind of a little bit of an advanced, cool technique that you can do using custom properties, but I find it to be really helpful and it's very flexible once you get the hang of it.